G'day guys, D-Mac from NBA Fantasy Bible here in beautiful Singapore on a family vacation, but I thought I've got some free time. Let's recap last night, take you through some of the best performances of the night in the two-game slate, but also giving you the top 10 ads and drops per Yahoo to give you some insights into tomorrow. So last night, two-game slate, both outstanding games. First game, Pacers go down to the Thunder in double overtime. Huge games from SGA for the Thunder, first 50-point game of the season, and we'll talk about the next 50-point game of the season very shortly. Benedict Mathurin for the Pacers was also outstanding. Andrew Nembhard went out of the game very early with a shoulder injury. I haven't heard any reports of the severity of the injury as yet, but let's keep an eye on that one. Ben Shepherd started in his place in the second half as well, so keep an eye on that one. Ben Shepherd is also in the top 10 added guys for today as well. So let's keep an eye on Andrew Nembhard. Disappointing for Isaiah Jackson and Jay Huff, both pretty much dudded last night. Isaiah Jackson, one of the guys that I was pretty high on very late in drafts. Disappointing, and we'll get to the ads and drops very shortly. But Pacers went down to the Thunder in that one. SGA outstanding. In the second game, went through just one period of overtime, but the Warriors get it done over the Nuggets. Outstanding games from Aaron Gordon, the second 50 piece of the season. That came out of nowhere, but 10 threes for Aaron Gordon. He's just getting better with age, like a fine wine. Nikola Jokic, again, he just keeps on keeping on. Triple-double from the outstanding Serbian. And, of course, one of my guys, one of the top picks for me going into this draft season was Jamal Murray. He was also a top performer for the evening. So getting into our top 10 streamers, before we get there, just keep in mind that the Friday, Saturday back-to-back, there's 4 teams. So that's Atlanta, that's Memphis, that's Orlando, and that's Phoenix. So keep that in mind with the streams. Also tomorrow being Friday, that is a very high traffic, high volume day. That's 12 game slate. So streaming is not essential, but here are the top 10 streamers anyway per Yahoo transaction. So number one added guy, Isaiah Stewart, played really well behind Jalen Duren the other night. He's not a 12-teamer in my opinion, but I see the appeal there for big man stats as well. Number 2 is Ryan Dunn. He's got the back-to-back, of course, with the Suns. Put up a really decent performance. We know he's a great defensive guy. Phoenix don't have a full complement of their players at the moment. So Ryan Dunn playing the mid-20s sort of role at this stage. If he can bump up to close to 30 minutes, he's a must-roster guy. But for now, he's more like a 14-teamer. Number 3, Grayson Allen. I think he's good in a 12-team situation, particularly while Jalen Green is currently out as well. So get Grayson Allen in for your points, for your threes as well. He's an efficient player. Number 4, Ben Shepherd. We alluded to him earlier. We spoke about him. We still haven't heard any injury updates on Andrew Nembhard. So Ben Shepherd did fill in for Nembhard when he did go down with that shoulder injury. So Ben Shepherd actually played really well. And so he's number 4 on our most added list, guys. Ron Holland II, again, playing a nice backup role for the Detroit Pistons. No Jaden Ivey also helps his cause. So Ron Holland, again, not a 12-teamer in my opinion, but decent streamer. Number 5 is Aaron Gordon. Of course, he had that huge 50 piece, so he's obviously going to be added. If he's not already added, go and add him. Make sure he's definitely rostered. I don't think he ever repeats that ever again. However, what a game, and not surprised he's in the top 10. Next is Davion Mitchell, obviously the number 1 most added player yesterday after his really outstanding performance for the Heat. I see him still dominating while Tyler Hero is sidelined. So Davion Mitchell needs to be rostered. He's a must-roster guy in 12-teamers at the moment. Next is Dillon Brooks. He's going to kill your field goal percentage. However, he's putting up shots. We spoke about Jalen Green being out for the Suns. Dillon Brooks has no hesitation whatsoever in taking those shots. And in a points league situation, that's wonderful. In a 9-catch situation, just be mindful of those field goal percentages. Next is Chris Middleton, the old man Middleton at the Washington Wizards. Played well. There's no back-to-back for the Wizards either. So grab him, and he could put up a nice game as well. And finally, on the top 10 is Ryan Rollins. We heard about KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr. He's out for at least the next 2 games, possibly even longer. So Ryan Rollins looks to have Doc Rivers' seal of approval, so he's playing ahead of Cole Anthony. So go and grab him if he is available. He's a nice add for now up until the point that KPJ does return. And finally, let's go through the top 10 dropped players for today. Some surprising names and not so surprising names on this list. First one, Isaiah Jackson, not so surprising, absolutely dudded yesterday. I would love to have held, and I've held in a couple of situations. More a games cap situation or a roto situation is probably more appropriate. In a 12-team head-to-head situation, I think he's just going to be too frustrating. I think he'll miss back-to-backs, and there is one coming up for the Indiana Pacers later this week, and I expect him to miss that one of those ones. But just based on last night as well, he looked off the pace, and I think he'll still continue to ramp up. It's a slow ramp for me. But as soon as he does just have a breakout type of game, you go and grab him because he does have that top 100 upside. I just don't have the patience personally to be waiting around for that just because there is a plethora of options in terms of 12-team waiver wise. Not so much in 14-teamers, but I get it. For 12-teamers, you can move on. If you can, it's a luxury stash. If you can hold on, I would just because of the upside. But it does depend on your situation. I have held, but I've also dropped in certain situations. I think it's okay to let him go. It is a tough let go because I was quite invested. It was a late round investment, but an investment nonetheless. Yeah, I think it's okay to let him go. Number two, Aaron Naismith. I think that's fine. He was also in foul trouble yesterday, just like Isaiah Jackson, but I just don't think the upside is as much as Isaiah Jackson. So I completely get that one. He's still going to start. He'll put up some good games from time to time, but he's not an essential player, in my opinion, in 12-teamers. Next is Peyton Watson of the Denver Nuggets. He was just purely a block streamer for yesterday, so that's fine to move on. Jay Huff is another guy that disappointed yesterday. Had good opportunity with Isaiah Jackson in foul trouble, but he just didn't play well. Obi Toppin got those small ball center minutes. So Jay Huff, again, the upside is not as high as Ijax, so I'm okay to let him go. But again, if you can stash, if you can hold, I would wait at least one more game, particularly as they play on a low volume day tomorrow. Next is Jonas Valanciunas. It was just purely a stream. He's going to be the backup to the best player in the league, Nikola Jokic. So purely just a stream for yesterday. Next, Lou Dort, same situation, just a stream. Buddy Hield. So the next couple, very, very interesting. So Buddy Hield, Golden State Warriors, they play again today. So I'm surprised that people that brought him in didn't want to wait. Yes, he had a pretty poor game. They didn't want to wait and just use him on the back-to-back just in case. But I guess today is a very high volume day with 12 games. So perhaps they were just moving on and getting ahead of the game and getting someone else for the future days as well. So I kind of get that now. Al Horford, he's going to miss the back-to-back. So I get that one. Brandon Pajemski, now I don't get that one. I think it's a knee-jerk reaction. I would be holding it personally. I think Jonathan Kuminga entering the starting lineup has impacted Pajemski's usage. I think that may change down the track, so I would be holding Pajemski. I'd rather hold Pajemski than Isaiah Jackson, to be honest. And the final one is mind-boggling just because we don't know the updates with the injury situation, but Andrew Nembhard has been dropped a fair few times, number 10 on the list. We don't know how severe his shoulder injury is at this stage, and obviously a pretty disappointing night last night from an injury perspective, and the people just looking at the numbers would go, wow, that was a terrible game. He came out injured, guys. So just be mindful of that. You probably spent easy a top 90 pick on him in the draft, so I wouldn't be moving off of him so quickly until we get some more updates in terms of his injury. Now that's a wrap, guys. Let me know what you think of the show. Like I said, I'm here in Singapore trying to enjoy myself, but I had a spare moment, so I thought I'd come on and just give you my spiel for the next couple of days. If you'd like to see more, let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Love your feedback as well, so keep it all coming. Love you, and see you next time, guys.